Go Bills, we back, baby. Buffalo back in the postseason, and our city would die for these weekends. Super Bowl 59 within reach. Now listen to me preach, I give you the 5 reasons. 1, I'm going with the run. Just give it to Cook, he'll give it back well done. Got the most TDs that anyone's ever gave us. Add a couple more for dangerous Ray Davis. How about 2? We picked up Coop. There's too much firepower, there's nothing you can do. When the day Shakir doesn't own the air, it's just as rare as Matt Collins wearing a pair of shoes. Keon's on the loose, a rookie with a bone to pick. In the nose for the end zone, he's prone for 6. With Kincaid and Knox getting open, no, you're gonna hear the shout song in a moment, kids. Number 3's meant for the defense. Rapping Hamlin, standing back to prevent the quarterbacks looking to attack a weakness. Time's up, he ends up getting sacked by D-ends. I got my bets on Epinesa and Russo. Try to run it, but you're never getting to do so. Too slow, Williams in the middle is crucial. Too cold like Buffalo snow, but brutal. 4, no introduction needed. It's number 17, there's 100 reasons why Allen's gonna take us down to New Orleans in a victory, giving him the MVP. He's making new franchise history. We gonna get the ring and it's obvious. You wonder why. We got number 5. It's the motherfucking Bills Mafia. Come on! Let's go Buffalo! Let's go Buffalo! The Bills make me wanna.
Let's do it. Oh, I tell you this. I will tell you this. Jamie, I'm sure you're rooting for the Bills, right? You don't want to see the Ravens win. I've never, ever wanted it. I as an adult, not as when they went to 4 Super Bowls. I'm not talking about that. I was a kid. I didn't really get it. I was Paxton. I liked the Dolphins or the Viking. He likes the Viking. You know, like, I liked whatever was, like, I liked at the time. I remember my dad getting hyped. My youngest son wore I don't know if Chris, if you're in here, my son wore that 3D printed big necklace today. His gym teacher is a Ravens fan. So he took in Ravens cards and he goes, I heard that you like to have fires at your house. So here's something you can start them with. And in case you run out of toilet paper, and he gave him Ravens cards. And he goes, by the way, did you order lunch today? I heard they're having Ravens nuggets. And I gotta get the webcam on. And he's like, I heard they're having Ravens nuggets. And then what else did he say? We like worked all these jokes. Oh, he goes, I got a new pillow to sleep on. I've been sleeping well. It's made of raven feathers. Oh my gosh, dude. I do want to bet. We're the underdogs. I think it should be more than a point. I think we should be like -3.5. If I'm betting it, if I'm take my heart, my fandom out of it, I know it's in Buffalo. The weather does kind of make me want to adjust it down to like 2.5, 2. But like, 3.5 is like where I feel comfortable betting. Because I do think if we win, it's an upset. I do. I think the Ravens have a better team, and even though we're home, but that's what makes the game exciting, and it's a game that matters. And you know what? It's odd, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but I mean this. I don't think it'll feel good either way, but I think I'll feel better losing to the Chiefs next week. I don't want to lose to the Texans in Buffalo. I don't want to lose this game. This is, to me, is the most important game of the season for us. I'll probably say the same shit next week. It feels good, though, either way to be in playoff football. I mean, the Bills, this is their 6th season in a row. It's fun. It's different. And it's something I never knew as a teenager. I never knew it as a young adult. I mean, I was 35 years old when they made playoffs the first time. As an adult fan. I've been a fan since I was probably 18 years old. I mean, it was 19 years. What am I sipping this for? This is for Bills Mafia. That song is wild. That song is a good playoff song. Cheers to the Bills. It is, Alex. It's everything. Because I will tell you this. There is one team right now that I'm like, if we lose, I'm like, good match. Like, I won't have zero animosity. And that's the Detroit Lions. It is. And I understand a lot of people feel the same way about their fans as like I probably feel about other fans, especially NFC North fans. I get it. Their fans are probably annoying you. I totally understand. But like for me, I get it. They are the Buffalo Bills. And for those of you who don't know, The Buffalo Bills came from the Detroit Lions. For those of you who don't know, a little history lesson here. The co-owner of the Detroit Lions way, way, way back in the day wanted to have an NFL team, couldn't, branched off, started an AFL team, which eventually became the Buffalo Bills. And that's kind of like the seed team of the Buffalo Bills. So it is wild. You can't. You're right, Don. They really do, and I'm not saying that's because those teams, the matchups just seem better. And I saw a thing today. We're gonna actually start out with this mosaic. I saw a thing today. It was like the Bills are the worst matchup for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the worst matchup for the Ravens, and the Ravens are the worst matchup for the Bills. I.e., if the Ravens beat the Bills, the Chiefs want the Ravens. I don't know if I believe that. I think the Bills and the Ravens. Sorry, Chiefs fans. I know this is not hatred towards the Bill or the Chiefs, because I did just say I'd probably rather lose to the Chiefs next week than the Bills this week. I just think these are the two best teams in the AFC, and they might be the two best teams in football. And I only say that because of the Bills like kind of ran through the Lions. Could that happen again? It could be the opposite. The Lions could run through the Bills. I'm not. I have a bunch of Eagles friends. I'm not afraid of the Eagles. I'm not, honestly. I know this sounds awful and they could beat us. I'm not afraid of the Chiefs. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I keep saying the Redskins. The Commanders-Lions game feels a lot like the Denver-Buffalo game last week. Like the Lions should really win that, right? No, and I get what Chris is saying. Like, what Chris says makes sense. Oh, of course you're going to say they're AFC. And it is Don, me, James. Like, I get that. But, like, the Lions, and if the Lions and the Eagles go into the NFC Championship, there's a very good argument that could be a Super Bowl, right? But the Bills, I did hear this a lot on the radio, a lot on the talk shows this week. I think it was Peyton Manning, actually, that said, it's too bad we can't have this game this week. The Bills, he was in his car doing an interview, and he pretty much said, it's too bad we can't have Lamar and Allen in the playoff or in the Super Bowl. But it was kind of like the Mahomes. Listen, it was kind of like the Mahomes-Allen game in the AFC Championship a few years ago, right? Like that was one of the best. Look. Everyone's like 13 seconds. Like, it's like when they say 4 Super Bowls to me. 4 Super Bowl losses. I'm like, yeah. We went to 4 Super Bowls in a row, and you lost them all. Uh-huh. And we went to 4 Super Bowls. Like, that's not, like, it's like, especially teams that are, like, they suck, like Cowboys fans. When they're like, 4 Super Bowls. I'm like, yeah, you won 2 of them. We went to 4. It's like, we get it. You beat us twice. Like, we went to 4 Super Bowls. I think that the argument there is it's like you got to get there to play it, right? Like you have to get to the game to play it. Either way, what I was getting at though is we went to that. Everyone's like 13 seconds. I'm like, yeah, but wasn't that one of the coolest games you've ever seen? Everyone messaged me, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it did suck. I went into hiding for like a week and a half. But I will tell you this, it is to this day probably the best football game I've ever watched. That 13-second game, I know we lost it, and it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. But that 13-second Bills-Chiefs game is probably the coolest game I've ever watched. Wait, it was good because... Floyd, in our group? Who got it? Jalen Ramsey. There's an Adonai Mitchell blue. A Bradshaw downtown. That's a good one too. I think that's those retired players are better than. Oh, look at this. Who's got Pittsburgh? That's a nice card. There you go, Don. I don't think anybody wants that right now. Although I don't think it was his fault anymore, and I don't think, well, probably less, but Sam Darnold's fault. Everyone's blaming Sam Darnold. Get off of Sam Darnold's nuts. That dude looked like Caleb Williams all season long. He couldn't do anything. It's really, I think that was a good, like, Sam Darnold had about as much time as Caleb Williams had all season, right? It was awful. There is no reason those quarterbacks shouldn't get, and then you see the highlight of Jalen Hurts, who had literally 7.5 seconds to throw. There's a cool Dwight Freeney epic. I thought you meant Floyd in our group. All right. There's a Jonah Elias for the Ellis for the Denver Broncos. Darren Bland or Deron Bland, Jordan Whitehead. There's a nice Joe Burrow. Give Jamie that rust. Hey, JA17. Trey McBride. Oh, look at that James Cook. Let that man cook. That's the cook we all need. That's the chef we need. There's Sam Darnold. Sam Hubbard, Jeffrey Simmons, and notoriety Cooper Kupp. Hey, by the way, I did not know this. But Jared Verse, the one who returned the touchdown, and he's probably going to win Defensive Rookie there. We pulled his out of 25 the other day, out of Draft Picks Prism. He went to a high school 20 minutes from me. He went to Central Columbia, which is in Bloomsburg, PA. And then he went to 2 different universities. But did not know that. He played high school 20 minutes from me. That's wild, right? And I live in Podunk, PA. So I was telling my father-in-law today, I was like, can you believe that? I was showing him the highlight of that. He's like, I saw that. And then I was like, he's from Bloom. He's like, no way. Now, they're like the school that does recruit a little bit. It's a public school, but they do recruit a tad. Now more than ever, I'm sure. All right, downtown time. Let's do it. Listen, go ahead. I saw someone guess it. If you guess the downtown, since you filled so fast, we're giving away $50. It doesn't have to be on your team. Go ahead. I will say someone did guess. Someone guessed, and you can still guess 101. Caleb Williams is a 101. Go ahead. I'll give you a minute. Get your downtown guesses in. No guarantee, but I promise you on my life, on everything, these are the 3 left from that case I had. I did not touch them. I wanted to, but luckily I got some in from Dick's Sporting Goods. I bought 10 of them. I opened 2. One was the worst. I opened one with my brother. It was the worst blaster I've ever opened in my life. He's like, this is awful. I'm like, well, I'm glad I opened it and didn't open it for the group. There was one red. It was Audric Estime. The second one wasn't bad. I opened it with my son for the Vikings game. He got a red Marvin Harrison Jr. That was cool. But I told him if we pulled a downtown, I would buy him a Vikings jersey. He wanted one tonight. He wants a Sam Darnold Vikings jersey. And I told him, I said, listen, dude, here's the only rule. Let's wait and see what happens. I said, if they decide not to sign him, I said, if you still want one, I'll buy you one. But they'll be like $5. Right? They'll be like $5, dude. And I said, because he's not on the team. And if you don't want him, I'll buy you, like, I'm trying to get him in, like, Justin Jefferson. I'm like, dude, you love the gritty. Like, I'm like, I don't have an issue with Sam Darnold. I don't. But, like, let's see if he signs. Jerry Jeudy red. Blake Corum. So we're having a party here on Sunday. But before Sunday gets here, there's a Roma Dunze bomb squad. Nice card. There we go. Going out to the Chicago Bears. Nate Zimmerman. Oh, there's a Bo Nix. Raider rookie. That looks good, too. Clean. I will say this. The Blasters seem to have very clean cards. Meaning that, like, cards I might grade. There's a Jaden Daniels. White hot rookies. Probably, like, again, getting back to there's a Joe Melton. There are some of these I'd probably get, like, I was looking at the Blasters. I saw PSA is upping their charges for rushes or, like, what do they, Express? And, like, the high-end stuff. But they're keeping their prices the same for these economy and bulk. Guys, I've never done it, and I would only do it with people that have been with us for a very long time. You guys know who you are. People who are, like, would trust me and know that it'd be, like, it wouldn't be something we're doing to make any money on. It would just be, hey, I'm throwing an order in. If you would like, I can throw it in for you. You would pay whatever I pay. I'm thinking about throwing some stuff to PSA. I want to get some stuff slabbed. It is good to have, like, and I'm talking, like, stuff I've always told you guys I think's worth grading. Like, my son and I opened up a tin the other day. We got, Cohen and I did, and we got a red Bo Nix of this. I was like, I kind of want to get that graded. It looked really clean. So I was like, you know what, though? I don't want to just send one card in. So I know some guys have asked. So it would be literally that. Daniel Katz, an optic. He had an I haven't seen optics come out of these at all. Maybe we did. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's one of those all pros. We got some color in here. I don't see it downtown though. Mark Ripien. Real quick though, I wanted to tell you guys this. It's an Action All Pro Brees Hall. Again, guys, I think these kind of cards are underrated. I've always said it. Like, I don't want to lose focus on that. Something we've always said is, I know, we're just desensitized, watered down for these kind of cards. I think they're just beautiful. There's a Marvin Harrison Jr. I wish more and more people appreciate that. I see so many people bashing base and stuff. It's like, there's a Marshawn Lloyd. I get it. Not every card's worth $1 bajillion, but some of these are very cool cards. And Elite Series Cade Stover. Adonai Mitchell, Johnny Wilson. All right. Is that that's the first one. Not bad. All right. Oh, they have holiday blasters out? I'm going to try to pick up some tomorrow. I was at GameStop tonight returning a Christmas present for my son. They had a couple Donruss blasters. I didn't get them. They were the regular ones. Just because I like to get them if I know I can, see a bunch. Because, again, these are the last three in the case. I want to know we have at least a chance at the downtown. If it's in the case, we get it kind of thing. Like I said, I got 10 from Dick's. I opened up 2 because it's not a guaranteed case. If it's in there, you guys have a better shot. I already opened up 2. Like I said, there was a Marvin Harrison red and an Audric Estime red, I think. And see, for me, I love it. I still enjoy opening them. And I will say this. Something we neglect to remember, we neglect to appreciate, I should say, is, and we're easy to forget, is how hard it was to get, even a blaster affordably during COVID. Yes, I know blasters are up. They used to be 20, they're 30. I get it. And there are times where I'm like, and that was for Donruss. Prism are 40, 38, 40. I think they need to just make them all 30. If you're asking me the truth, especially with watered down content, but it is cool. Optic and Donruss and Absolute Megas, to me, are the best retail purchases. I had a former first grade student who is now a college soccer player, and he came over Christmas break, and he was asking me questions, and I was like, look, there's difference. There's retail, there's hobby low end, there's hobby high end, there's different versions of retail. And I made some notes for him. And one of the things I said is, if you're going to buy retail, I would go after your Donruss, your Optic, your Prism, your Select, your high end brands. But I said, honestly, Donruss and Optic are the best. You have your chance at case hits there, and even nice inserts. I get it. It's not worth a ton, but that's a cool card. McNabb with the canvas. And we know that, but it used to be, those were selling for $100, $200. Do we forget that? That's cool. Galaxy of Stars? Is that a regular insert? Do you guys still enjoy opening blasters now that they're $30? Do you enjoy it? Or are you guys really just and I'm not judging. I don't mean this but are you just nah, if it's not worth something, I don't want it. I've been sorting through even my base, putting them in teams. Malik Neighbors, nice card. I'm still a kid, man. I still enjoy all the cards. I do, again, appreciate that they're down to $30. And you can find them. I was at GameStop, they had them. I ordered some on Dick's. I found some at Walmart, Cheers, by the way. Oh, I do have to, I will tell you this. Is it out here? My son did get a patch card. I don't even know who it is. It's some random dude. And I heard him in my office the next day rustling around. I said, what are you doing in there in our break room? He said, I'm looking for a case for this. I said, what is it? He goes, my patch card. It's a real jersey. And I was like, yeah. I said, get one of the bigger ones. They're near the back. He goes, I want one of those ones that look really cool. So he wanted a mag case. So I had to mag up his patch card. That's cool, Brad. And that's, you know what, Brad? And Jamie, when you can. I was saying this, and again, I have them here. People always come in and say, how don't you open this? I'm like, do you know how much this shit costs? if I open it, I'm out that much. It's not like I like to pay for it. It's not free just because it's here. But I said I now that the retail's more available and it's I can get it about once a week. This week during playoffs, I've opened more. I've opened 2 tins, 3 tins with my son, and a blaster with my brother, and a blaster with my wife and son. That's the most I've opened in a long time. But it's more fun when you're not breaking the bank. I'm with you, Brad. Every week or 2, right? But enjoy the hobby. Girl math. Girl math is not really, it's not bad math. People think girl math is bad math. Girl math is when you try to convince yourself that it's is that what girl math is, right? It's not bad math, it's affordable math. Well, it's not that bad if I only spend XYZ on it. Steve Young, red. Hey, there we go. Caleb Williams. Ooh, do we have... Oh, we have one! Boom, baby! I knew we'd get one. Let's turn it to the back. Yeah, baby. Woo! All right. Jalen McMillan. I wasn't lying, dude. I held every one. You guys know the one thing I can promise you is I'm not like... we have a good circle. Jason would never do that. I know a lot of breakers that we keep in our circle. There's a McCarthy. Let's see who it is. But one thing I can promise you is if I tell you something, if I'm not opening it, oh, here it is. Drake May! New England Patriots! Tracy's been buying a ton of spots, too. There you go, my dude. I told you if it was there, we'd pull it. Boom, baby. And boom goes the dynamite. Woo! Oh, I love it. Tracy, you have been buying a lot of minis, a lot of mains. You've been putting in the work, buddy. Are you cool if I put it in a mag case for you? That's fun. That's fun. I love pulling that stuff. I tell my brother when we opened the blaster from Dick's, I said, I want to pull. I've never, for myself, pulled a downtown. I've pulled 5 kabooms for other people, probably a dozen downtowns. I've never pulled one of those for myself. The only thing I've ever pulled for myself is a booklet, like out of like case hits and stuff. I did pull a Steelers booklet one time. So that was the only thing I've ever pulled. And it was at a show. I bought a box. There we go. Tracy's not in here. Tracy, I'm going to put that in a mag case for you. I will say this. The Patriots scare me more. Like the Jets right now. They tried to do a whole sell the farm. And then they like pumped and dumped. And then they tried to re-up real quick with the Devontae and fired coach. That doesn't bother me. I think Miami, very similar situation. They got bad taste in their mouth. Players aren't going to want to go there. The only thing that's appealing for Miami is like the whole Florida thing with like no income tax, I think, right? Where they can go there. And that's part of the reason Jordan Poyer and Rachel Bush, because she was tweeting out that Miami is not like Buffalo. They went there because they didn't want to, I mean, he pretty much all but said it. They didn't want to pay the income tax on their contract. Yeah, and what was the one I pulled you? I pulled you something out, that John Morant. That was just a 101 or something. That was out of like the Cyber Monday packs. Yeah, something I want to do, Chris. I mean, I got to give Chris a big shout out here. I sent him something tonight. Him and Jason both have been very... Man, I cannot get this centered. These re-stick easier, though. Man. There we go. Take 6 points off for the re-sticks. But it does look good now. It's pretty centered, pretty good. It's 7 sticker, but I got it fixed up there. Maybe. Dude, I gotta say it. I'll knock on wood, because we got some playoff breaks coming, and we got our Whatnot show on Saturday. But I gotta say, we have been on absolute fire lately. This is probably the best stretch without a dud break we've seen in a long time. Like, legitimately, we have pulled case hits and autos, and Caleb Williams case hit auto. We pulled, let's just open this other blaster. Caleb Williams case hit autos, and we pulled the Ohio State quarterback 101 auto, and we pulled, I mean, I posted it. What were some of those? Oh, we pulled 2 J.J. McCarthy autos, a Michael Penix auto, and that was out of draft. I get it, it's Draft Picks Prism, but good cards. I mean, look at some. Oh, look, my first case hit of that. Hendon Hooker, Magma, 101 Stroud, Penix and McCarthy, Caleb Williams case hit, Aaron Judge color burst, blast, McCarthy triple auto. I mean, like, and we pulled the Nick Chubb rookie auto today out of Obsidian. Again, not a banger, but no duds. Even in the first box, it was a Josh Allen numbered out of 75 rookie and a Vinatieri auto out of 5. I mean, it's not for nothing. It's so easy to do dud breaks. You sold it for $3K? Nate, I don't think that was the best card I pulled you. What'd you get for that LeBron out of the Panini VIP pack? Did you ever sell that? I think that LeBron was a big card, right? A couple thousand or close. Were we overestimating on it? Because when I looked it up, I'd shit if we got another downtown. Oh, an out of 5 Ja. Is Ja going to make a comeback? Does Ja still have a chance to be that dude in the NBA? Is he maybe going to save it? Because the NBA is, man. I do have a case of, there's a nice Drake May. There's a Ray Davis. I don't even know if he's playing. And Keon Coleman behind it. I don't even know. I had a case of hoops coming. And again, I know this class isn't great, but there's a Lane Johnson red. With us doing Whatnot, again, our show on Saturday, guys. Please come in during the games. If you're just sitting watching the games, there's a Roma Dunze white hot. If you're just sitting watching the games, come in and hang out with us on Whatnot. I'll need you for that. We're just going to sell some singles. Maybe we're going to have a pre-sell for a break. Fill that real small one. Just something to try out. It's going to be like a soft opening, if you will. How much do you think that LeBron's worth, Nate? That LeBron is awesome. People underestimate. I go to shows, like especially the National. If you go to the National and you go through the like $3 and $5 bins, I found a Brady VIP card numbered out of 25. He had a $4 sticker on it. So I pulled that and a whole bunch of other stuff. I got like $20 off the stack. It was like $100 worth of cards. I got it for like $75, like $25 off the stack. Essentially, the Brady was free. That card's probably worth $75. Best of instant Myles Garrett. Come to the Bills. We need you. Like, people just hate on those VIP cards. I don't get it. Maybe he didn't know what he had. I don't know. Jatavion Sanders. Luke McCaffrey, the rookies. Oh, a 10 on that card? Does it look that good? I remember it was clean. You got 2 in that pack. Weren't there like 2 LeBrons in that? Or like we pulled 2 in the same night? I know it was a big night. Like we pulled like 2 LeBrons back to back or something. But one was bigger than the other. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like it was that night. I remember that night. I know I think I was pretty lit up, but I remember getting pumped. Guys, we are going on, here in February, we're going on, let's see, 18 to 19, 20. 7th year of doing this, guys. February will be our 7th year. That's wild, right? You guys have been around for some crazy shit. All my shenanigans. And I wouldn't have it, like, I would never, ever have it any other way. Through the thick and thin, it's been wild, but we've never deviated from our beliefs. It's been hard sometimes. It's been very challenging, especially lately. Extremely challenging, but we've never deviated. Like, I knew it was in the VIP pack, but wasn't there a second LeBron in that? I remember there was a pack where we pulled like two in one pack. It was like LeBron and LeBron. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe I thought one was like green and one was... Send me a picture of that sometime, Nate. I mean, I know I have it somewhere, and that's something on my like long list. This week, I started to give a shout out to Chris. I want to finish that. Chris has been my sounding board along with Jason this week as we get ready to go to live to Whatnot on Saturday. You think my ADD is bad with you guys? Whew. That poor guy's like, yeah, here, I'll send you a screenshot. And it's hard because I can't, like, hear him. But he's been my sounding board. I am trying, guys. I said we have never deviated, but we are going to go to Whatnot. And not to move over there, but more to hopefully share our love and joy for cards. There's a Hollywood. With that area and bring some over here for breaks. Do more singles over there. Although we will do some breaks. Cole Hardman, Juan Thornhill. We will do some breaks, but it will be more focused on... Oh my gosh. This would have been a monster card because I think that's a variation. Because it doesn't have the helm... Oh no, the helmet would be the variation. That's on-card Dwayne Haskins, Commanders. I don't know, for there when he passed... His market, rest in peace, Dwayne. That's sad what happened. But that would have been a monster, absolute monster card. That's sad. It really is. It was unnecessary. I don't know if we ever going to hear the full story there, or if we did, if they really talked about it much. But we're going to put him up there out of respect because that's wild. I mean. He had I don't know if he had kids, but I know he had a wife for sure, or a girlfriend at the time that was involved in the process. Daniel Hunter going out from Minnesota, Don Wiley. That's a veteran ticket. Yeah, guys, and on top of that, Chris, I'm trying to change this too. We're working on, where's this? Even this. I'm working on some different looks here. I know I've talked about it for a while, and finally I was like, you know what, we're just going to do it. I've been it's like going back to school again. We got an LJ Collier. Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks going out to James Rea. Another rookie ticket there. It's been a fun break, mostly because we started out with the retail and got our case hit. But we're going to get we didn't even get close to our autos yet. So we have two more in here. Plus, I'm a huge fan of the Leaf. It's funny. Topps Chrome football was announced today. Or at least I saw the post about it today. And I'm actually surprised. I thought people were going to be fired up about it. There's a lot more hate for it than I thought. I don't think it needs to be hated. And actually, some of my favorite comments were how I mean, of course, it's how I feel, but there were quite a few of, who cares if it's licensed? It looks really good, and it's only going to be about $200 a box. Oh, did you? Yeah, like my Nate Peterman collection there, Scott. I guess I was chasing Nate at the time. Actually, more Zay Jones. Zay Jones, and I got Peterman. But no, a lot of people were saying, who... I wanted to, if I had more time to be a troll, I would have been like, oh, really? How do you feel about these Leaf and Wildcard? Because I agree with the statement. Who cares if it's licensed? It looks really good. And it's only $200 a box. I'm excited for it. I'm like, preach. Yes. That is the way the card community should feel about something as cool as Topps Chrome, even if it's not licensed. However, this is my big however, you have to feel that way about Leaf and Wildcard then. Jay Sternberger, rookie ticket for the Green Bay Packers. I've been watching a lot of Whatnot, like I said, and there was a Paul Skeens auto that came up, and it went for bonkers money. An autograph. but it was wild card. It was the comics. I love those cards. And there was like a chat. It was like, why would anybody bid on this trash? It's wild card. And someone's like, yeah, but it's still a really nice card. I'm like, thank you. Like, why do we have to act? Because like talking heads say it's junk. And I will say there's some stuff that's repetitive in Leaf and repetitive in wild card. There is certainly a Zach Gentry rookie ticket for the Pittsburgh Steelers going out to Don Wiley. However, the comics brand, and those of you guys know comics, it's very similar to Downtown, like bang, or Kaboom, like bang, boom, pow, kind of thing. Ooh, another one. Here we go. Adrian Peterson, that's their one numbered card, the 175. How about that organization turning it around? But yeah, I think there are brands of wild card, and their new checklist coming out for their new product is insane. Josh Allen autos. Steve Young autos. I'm going to pull up the checklist here in a minute. I just got it. I ordered a couple cases of it. We'll see if we get it. Alexander Madison. But I will say, some of their newer stuff I've had a lot of questions about. There's a Knox and a Singletary. Some of their stuff I've had a few questions about lately. Their new quarterback product they put out, not every card's an autograph. But it's the same price as like what it used to be with all the autographs. I was like, I didn't order any. Thank God I didn't, because they presented it like it was going to be all autographs. And I know people are upset. I'm like, thank God. Because that would have ticked me off. Like, one thing Leaf has to do and Wildcard has to do is continue, in my opinion, to be a primarily a autograph product. They are not in the market to have parallels. Even their autos are a little lower numbered or a little lower value, which I get it. But I'm going to show you this. Hold on. All right, so this is the list. All right, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I mean, everything's an autograph. 5 autographs per box, but it's got Brett Favre, Brock Bowers, Brock Purdy, Bucky Irving, Caleb Williams, Cameron Ward, Carson Beck, Cole Bishop, Dan Marino, Devontae Adams, Dylan Gabriel's in there, Drake May, Drew Brees, Earl Campbell, J.J. McCarthy, Eric Dickerson, Jalen Milroe, Ladd McConkey, Josh Allen, Keon Coleman, Jordan Love, Jonathan Brooks, Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors, Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, Ricky Pearsall, Shedeur Sanders, Spencer Rattler, Xavier Legette, Will Howard, Finney Testaverde, Tyrone Tracy, Troy Franklin, caught a touchdown last week in the playoffs, Travis Hunter, and Anthony Richardson's in there too. I know he's in Blake Corum, Audric Estime. I know they're like lower end guys, but like even your lower end guys now, they can't keep pumping with just like all those guys. So to me, and look at some of these autos. Dan Marino and Brock Purdy auto. Are you kidding me? There's like dual autos, triple autos. There's Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, and Jerome Bettis. Jordan Love, Drew Brees, Caleb Williams. Jalen Milroe, Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck. Patrick Mahomes, 1 of 1 autos. There's a Mahomes, Allen, and Rodgers. I mean, look at these. And I get it. They're probably going to be 1 of 1s. They're going to be tough. But holy cow. I mean, like, to me, that's as good of a chase. Like, why are we paying all this money to chase a Tom Brady auto out of Bowman Baseball? That, by the way, again, I know Chris has been very kind to warn me softly, like, that I shouldn't bash product, but I've never lied to you guys. I've sat here and said some of the Leaf and Wild cards that they put out lately has made me really question them. I haven't ordered it all. I look into it. But I will say this, and I always appreciate that Chris keeps me honest. I do. I very much appreciate that. But I will say this. Have we seen the Brady 1 of 1? Have we seen the triple auto LeBron, Curry, Durant? Have we seen the Skeens? None of those chase cards, the big chase cards, they are starting to cancel bounties. They're canceling bounties on these cards because they've dropped in value. So now that they've already sold all these extra cases, hyped up the case price, pumped and pumped and pumped and dumped these to the breakers, we'll find it, but the money's been made. And let me tell you, from my perspective, I couldn't get my hands on any of those products. They were given to very select people. And that's fine. I'm not, that's neither here nor there. But it sure seems to me like there's some backdoor deals going on. And again, something I've always said is the one problem I have in the card market is that there's zero regulation. There's zero accountability. There's no checks and balances. I mean, that's my problem with Panini not honoring redemptions at times, putting points in cards, the patch thing most recently. Scott, again, I don't want to be that guy. I'm already told I'm the conspiracy theorist guy. Ask Chris. I'm like, they didn't close MVP voting. Nope. Although, I will say this, the MVP voting for at least the major betting sites did close before this weekend's game. So, Chris, I believe the votes were in. Although other betting sites after AP team came out and Lamar won first All-Pro team, he went to the favorite to win MVP on those sites. But Scott, do I believe that Backyard's getting pumped cases? I will say this. I believe in math. It's a finite belief. There are finite numbers. And I believe that the more you open, the more your odds, the better your odds are to pull more stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, they pulled 7 101s. Well, they did open 95 cases. So Joe Schmo that went and bought 3 packs was like, of course the breaker would get it. I'm like, well, they opened 95 cases. I'm a breaker. We opened 2 boxes. We didn't get a kaboom. So you think that they do get pumped cases, loaded cases? So, yeah, I mean, listen, I've had a lot of conversations with people that believe that. I don't want to believe that, and I don't like them. I'm not defending them. I don't like them. But that's not my cross to bear. There's Derek Stingley for the Houston Texans going out to Tracy Mahone. And Nakobe Dean, 49 out of 49, Philadelphia Eagles will not be a part of their playoff run here. Had a big game the last time they played. Was it the Rams? So if they do happen to see the Rams in the playoff, could make a difference. Or is that who they played this week? That's who they played this week. Ooh. Fred Biletnikoff out of 12. 5 out of 12 for the Raiders. Jamie. It's James Rea. And look at this one. Ja'Cory Brooks out of 25. Made in Guatemala. He never wore that. Ja'Cory Brooks, that's going to be a random at the end. Has not played. He is at Louisville right now. And Garrett Wilson, another 1 out of 12 for the New Jersey Jets. Not a bad way to end it. Nate, you were talking about your LeBron. Well, hey, you have a Garrett Wilson coming. There we go. Not a bad break at all. The Biletnikoff to Wilson to close it out. And the Kobe Dean, not bad either. And we got our downtown. And, of course, we got a nice on-card out of 19. Unfortunately, it's Dwayne Haskins. I'm not sure if there's a cult following for him or a market for him at all. But, RIP. Let's go ahead and recap. And then, guys, let me check. Because this might be... There are 8 teams left. And I did promise that I would random up some stuff. That started on... Here's 1, the Prism Draft, 2, the Mixer, 3, the Obsidian, 4, Draft Picks Prism, 5, Obsidian. This is 6. The games start Saturday. We have to do 2 more breaks. So I'll get this announced tomorrow. So if you're in this break, one of you will receive a spot. We're going to do a little playoff contest. We need 2 more breaks to fill. I didn't want to use it as a tool to make you guys fill. but it is a bonus I'm going to offer you guys. So just appreciate that we've been filling lately. Adrian Peterson out of 175. Drake May, Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, another Odunze, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Estime, and a Jonah Ellis. They certainly do spend money, Scott. I know everyone wants to believe, and I'm not trying to bash. I'm not saying that we won't be there hopefully one day and get some Fanatic stuff, but definitely have my concerns with the way they're running things at Fanatics and where product's going and how it's going and some of the rules that are behind it. And you can't talk and can't do this. NDAs are never good if you have to sign them. There's usually something they don't want you to talk about. Nakobe Dean for the Philadelphia Eagles going out to Jason Mello. We have Derek Stingley for the Houston Texans. They are still in the playoffs, Tracy. If they win and the Bills win, the AFC Championship's in Buffalo against Stephon Diggs' team this year. Zach Gentry, just saying a little fun tidbit of information if you haven't thought of it. Pittsburgh Steelers, we got the Zach Gentry. Jace Sternberger for the Green Bay Packers going out to Harold Lambus. We got the LJ Collier for the Seattle Seahawks. Scott's got plenty. Don't offer it to him. We have the nice card here. Daniel Hunter for the Minnesota Vikings going out to Don. And we got the Ja'Cory Brooks. It's going to be a random at the end. Fred Biletnikoff for the Raiders going out to James Ray. That's going to be out of 12. And Garrett Wilson for the New Jersey Jets. Nate Zimmerman, owner of the LeBron. And what did you say you sold earlier? To go back up to it. Optic Justin Fields Gold Redemption after 3K you sold. The Dwayne Haskins for the Washington Commanders. John Stevener. And then to close it out, it does count as a hit. It's a case hit. Drake May for the New England Patriots. Going out to Tracy. Thingamabobs. I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to know where the people go. That's my favorite Disney song. Did you know that? Well, Lion King is, but I want to see them dancing or walking around on those. What's the word again? Feet. Flipping your fins. You don't get too far. You can stick around. I know you want to hear it. Legs were designed for jumping, dancing. Someone clip that. I'm a good singer. Here we go. Yeah, I got favorite Disney songs. I think actually Under the Sea is better than that. But I just can't wait to be king. Oh wait, before we do this, we gotta do everyone's eligible for this card. What is it, Ja'Cory Jenkins or something? Come on, Scott. Tell me how good my voice is. You commented on my dark voice. How about my, I know. Isn't it fun? You know the best part about being a dad? When the kids are like, I want to go get toys at Target. You're like, no. Not unless you clean your room and you do this and you just can't wait to see the new toys. You're like, I can't wait to play with them. Dude, we have so many cool toys. And video games. Speaking of dads, can we give a shout out to Jason Franklin, new dad. And thanks to Chris, we have bibs. He'll be receiving a bib for his new baby. So congrats to Jason Franklin on the new arrival. I want to use my new golf bag so bad, Jamie. Come here and golf. It's nice. It's like 12 degrees. Tampa Bay Bucks is going to get it, Matt Menser. All right. Hey guys, heads up. There's a card show in Vegas at the end of February. There's also one in the summer. I'm very, very serious. I may be headed to the card show February 28th to March 2nd. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I don't know what your plans are. I haven't made any confirmations yet. I did look at flights. I have one of my people that hooked me up with flights looking at it. I don't know if you guys are in that area, but I need to get out and look at some cards. Falcons and the Browns. Bob Riley, Jamie Hunter. Here we go. All right, guys. The fire continues. Drake May downtown. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Scott, Nate, Jamie, Chris, Alex, Brad. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. Those of you, Don. If I missed you, Jeremy, you came in and did a guess. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out. Back at it tomorrow. I knew we'd find that downtown. Plus, Saturday, let me chug my beer with you guys. Saturday, we do have our Whatnot show. So we'll see how it goes. Have a little fun, sell some singles. I'm going to talk about doing card show Saturdays where we do PC items. We're going to do some rip days, some personal days, things like that. Going to try to have some fun. I know we talked about doing the, and 73% for the Lions, by the way. I know we talked about doing a podcast for quite a long time. This would be my chance to kind of do that while selling singles and stuff. We're going to talk cards. We're going to do all that. So come in and hang out. I'm not really getting into it to do much of the business side of it, but hopefully bring some people over to our group so we can have more breaks. But more or less, it's a way for us to even do the podcasting thing or the show. So if you guys want to hear me rant and rave about stupid shit, you can do that in here too. But more fun. That's what our group's been designed around from day one. We'll continue to try to keep it that way as long as we possibly can. Hopefully till the day I die. Just enjoying life. I love you guys. Go Bills. One time. Be a Bills fan this week if you love me. You don't want the Ravens to win. We don't need a Ravens. We don't need a Lamar, Patrick Mahomes. Let's say a little JA-17. Peace.